agro commodities now. Chana prices after falling sharply through the month is seeing some revival as it is up for the second day in a row. Soybean is slightly weak in trade today post 2 days of gain. Turmeric seems a little weak in trading with a negative bias in trade today, while Jeera is trading flat in trade. Now let's get back to our guest. Vijay, I was listening to what you was discussing with the commodities editor Manisha yesterday about potato futures, and actually you got that bang on. They're up 2% today. How do you see that going in any other commodity in the agro space that you like, probably for a short-term trade?
Darshan, yesterday we were discussing the August futures of potatoes, and I did say I would want to turn a buyer at lower levels in the month of August rather than go in for prompt or mid-month futures for various considerations discussed yesterday. I'm frankly positively surprised that the rally has occurred so fast, because this is a trade which I had thought one would need to dig his or her heels into the ground, because the open interest is still very meager. What traded volumes are meager because the buy side margins are 30% as compared to sell side margins, which remain constant at 6. So my guess is a temporary base has been made at the 782, 785 all band in the August month futures, which are trading at a steep discount to June and July both. I would remain a buyer on potatoes on declines of 2.5%, and my guess is come August, and we are likely to see significantly higher levels from here. As far as other commodities go, I'm bullish on chana. Here again, I don't want to look at the June or July series. If at all, July would be better than June, but August would be even better. For reasons specified before, I think sugar also is interesting as far as I'm concerned. Here again, I would go for the far month futures, because as you see the approaching of monsoon and especially the crushing season starting October 2013, where the FRPs are going to be raised by 27%, my guess is there's very little downside left for sugar to go down from here, and far month futures are a buy every time they decline by 1.5–2%. As far as I'm concerned.
Shamik, Vijay was just speaking about chana, and I'll just continue from there. If you're looking at the chana prices, they have fallen significantly, they've fallen significantly over the past few days. What's your view on chana at this point of time?
Well, Darshan, I'm friendly toward the whole pulses complex, because if you see the worldwide situation with everything, peas, lentils, India imports a lot of pulses of all sorts, and the worldwide situation, the carry-out stocks, they're not.
I think we've got some technical glitches here. We'll try to connect back with Shamik, but Vijay, actually you love to actually comment on Mentha oil, and I've heard you say a lot about this. Pretty much been trading in a very small range at this point of time. Do you think a breakout is possible here?
The dice is loaded against a bullish breakout, although markets are known to surprise strong convictions, because it's not the job of the market to reward players. It's normally the other way down. But cyclically speaking, summer months are not kind to bulls in the Mentha oil counter, because this commodity goes into making lozenges, pain balms, and other liniments, etc., which primary season is of course winter, and the secondary season would be monsoon. And I think Mentha, for those cyclical reasons alone, would offer good opportunities if there was an outlier kind of an upthrust where short sellers, anything above 950, 960 odd levels would I think find a low risk short selling opportunity. My guess is heading below the 900 levels and is likely to stay there. So bottom fishing on this counter is not really a very good idea.
What's your best trade in the edible oil complex at this point of time?
I'm not really convinced that high prices in the edible oil complex are likely to stay, because you are seeing a huge amount of strength in the US dollar, and we tend to import a whole lot of our edible oil requirements from overseas. It's basically the currency factor which is buoying both crude palm oil and soya oil, with somewhat steady energy, WTO and Brent oil prices, because in that case CPO becomes a viable additive to petroleum fuels. if crude oil prices, I'm talking of the energy crude, were to decline and the dollar was to back off a little, I wouldn't really be surprised to see deep cuts occurring in crude palm oil, and in tandem with that refined soya oil also falling. So I think anything close to 485, 488 odd levels, I would like to go short on crude palm oil.
What about sugar? You were speaking about sugar. How do you see sugar at this point of time?
I'm bullish on sugar, and this is again not a day trade. I would basically nibble into the counter on declines in the 5-month future series, and I'm expecting a price of 3,300 plus over the next 3 to 4 trading months, and therefore any percentage decline in excess of 1.5–2% would entice me and lure me into buying sugar futures in the 5-month futures, because I think the financial markets are mispricing sugar futures of the 5-month series, and any declines would basically be an invitation to add on to long positions.